copyrighted program created by the Rio Grande Oil Company.
Calling all cars, attention all cars, broadcast 109. Be on the lookout for Manhunt.
Thousands of boys and girls listening tonight proudly wear the Rio Grande Junior Police Badge. They have fingerprint outfits, police microscopes, sirens, G-Man guns, and other detective equipment. Rio Grande offers every boy and girl a complete police outfit absolutely free. Read all about these free gifts in the latest issue of the unique Calling All Cars News, out today. Ask for your free copy wherever Rio Grande cracked gasoline is sold. Rio Grande publicizes the heroic deeds of the police in their war on crime because more of the West's police and emergency cars are powered by Rio Grande cracked gasoline than any other brand. Leading cities and counties of the West specify the same Rio Grande cracked you get from your neighborhood dealer because official records prove they get faster miles and more miles for the money. And now we present Chief James E. Davis of the Los Angeles Police Department. Chief Davis.
Good evening, friends. Our prisons are full of young men and women who made just one misstep off the straight and narrow path of honesty and were caught. It is a pity that the lives of these young people must be ruined merely because they made one mistake. But the law cannot make exceptions. The beautiful, young blonde girl in tonight's case was a good girl at heart, but she got into bad company. A few years ago, Burma White was enjoying life. She went to parties and dances. She met a man she knew was the wrong kind. She should have hinted her association before the inevitable happened. She was drawn into a life of crime, fascinated by its cheap excitement and thrills. Soon, she was so deeply enmeshed with the underworld that she couldn't fight her way back to respectability. Today, Burma White is in prison. When a good girl gets mixed up with the wrong kind of men, they usually have to be separated by the police. So the moral of the story you will hear tonight is plain. Don't associate with those who try to beat the law. They can't succeed. They'll drag you down with them, and the only way to stay out of jail is to stay on the right side of the law.
In 1930, Tom White was sentenced to San Quentin to serve a maximum term of 10 years for grand theft. He proved to be such an incorrigible prisoner, getting into fights and fomenting trouble among fellow convicts, that he was sent to Folsom. In spite of his incarceration in that haven of the two-time losers, he was paroled in April 1933. At a nightclub, he meets Burma Adams, a young blonde who worked in a beauty shop. And then, on the night of August 16th,
you see, baby, the first thing you need in this racket is a car.
Yeah, but we ain't got one, Papa.
Sure, I know that.
We might have to stick up people in the street.
No, that's small-time stuff. We're going to operate in a big way.
Yeah, but where are you going to get a car?
Right here.
What do you mean?
You see that car stopping there?
Yeah?
Well, that's practically ours right now.
Gonna take it from him?
Sure.
Gee, you're a hard guy, Tom.
Sure I am, baby. How about you? You scared?
Me scared? No. I get a kick out of this.
That's the way I like to see him. Come on, babe.
All right, I won't forget. Good night, Leslie, and thanks for a marvelous evening.
Good night, Mary. I'll see you Tuesday.
Pick him up.
Oh,
What do you mean? Pick him up and give me your dough.
I haven't very much on me.
All right, give me all you got. And you too.
oh, but I tell you, I haven't a penny.
Shut up and get out of the car, the two of you. Now get in, babe, and start her up. You get your car back sooner or later. But if you know what's good for you, you'll not squawk to the bulls too soon. You see, babe? That's all there is to it.
Gee, Tom, you're a smart guy.
Here. Let's turn up this street. Pretty swell dumps along here. Ought to be some dough in some of them.
Gonna stick up an apartment?
Oh, I don't know yet. No. We're transferring right here. Parked right behind that car. The one that just pulled up in front of that apartment house.
Well, what are you gonna do now?
Well, we'll take that one. This heap will be hot by now. You can bet that mug has already reported to the bulls as a stolen car. Dig down. This is a holdup. What? Just keep your mouth shut, mister, and hand over your dough. Look, baby. That car ahead's got to stop for that red light. Pull up close to the curb, and I'll knock him over. Right here. Now, that's swell. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hold up your hands.
Huh? What is this, a joke?
No, it's a holdup, and I mean business. Now, keep your hand off that gear shift. Lady, you're not going to pull away from this.
Well, I can assure you, Mr. Withington won't try. I'm just teaching her to drive. I don't think she knows how to start the car, unless I told her.
All right, then. Hand over your money.
Don't you think this joke has gone far
Now,
enough?
this ain't no joke. Now, give me your watch.
Yeah, but you don't have to rip it off my wrist.
Well, all right, if you don't want me to rip your coat off, hand me your pocketbook.
Yeah. There you are.
Is that all you've got?
Well, yes. You see.
Well, it ain't enough. Okay, babe. Turn up here to the right and step on it.
What was that shot I heard?
Oh, the mug's trying to get fresh, so I let him have it.
All Los Angeles is horrified the following morning to learn of the brutal and needless shooting of Cora Withington and Crombie Allen. Public sympathy wells up as Miss Withington's life hangs in the balance. The Los Angeles Police Department goes into action. Chief Davis orders his first police blockade throughout the city and attempts to capture the car used for the bandits. More than 300 patrolmen are deployed to strategically located intersections, where from 7 o'clock in the evening until 1 a.m. every passing automobile is scrutinized, its license plates checked, its occupants interrogated.
I never heard of such a thing. Holding decent people up like this, throwing everything out of kilter. What?
Listen, Martha, do you have any idea what this is all about?
No, and I don't care. I know I want to get home. I've got a headache, and these policemen are holding me up with their silly flashlights and questions. I don't
Well,
give a-
listen here. They're looking for those gangsters who shot that school teacher.
They are?
Yes. And you ought to be glad we've got such an efficient police department. Would you rather be delayed a few minutes or maybe get shot like that poor woman was?
Well, I...
6 days later, Tom White changes cars again, holding up Mr. and Mrs. F.E. Bobria and taking their Chevrolet coupe from them. Furnished with the license number of this car, the police intensify their manhunt. On August 31st, C.C. Lewis is held up as he's entering his apartment house. He grapples with a thug who fires a shot at him and then runs away. Mr. Lewis's description of the bandit tallies with that of the other victim. Chain stores and drug stores are burglarized. Pedestrians held up on the street, and every time the bandit is seen, the description is the same. Usually he's accompanied by his blonde companion. On the night of September 6th, the radio police car covering its beat sees the missing Chevrolet parked in the filling station lot.
Yeah, that's it, all right. License plates and description fits.
We've got to pull in and find out about it.
Okay.
Want some gas, boys?
Nope. Know anything about that coupe over there?
Why, no. What do you mean?
Who's it belong to?
Oh, some blonde lives up the street here.
Oh, a blonde, eh?
Yeah, she brought it in yesterday to have the battery charged.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Where does she live?
I don't know that either. What's the matter? Is it hot?
Oh, no. We thought for a minute it was a car we were looking for, but I guess we're mistaken.
Yeah, the car we wanted is owned by a redhead.
Well, good night, buddy.
Good night.
That's it, all right.
Got to get to a box and call headquarters.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Robbery detail, Burris speaking.
Officer Diller, radio car 13 speaking.
Yeah?
We just located that stolen Chevrolet, 5P389.
Where?
It's parked in the filling station at Sutton, Connecticut.
Okay, we'll be right out. Stay away from that car.
We are staying away from it. It's parked on down in the dark.
That's right. But don't let anyone see you there. We don't want to scare them away.
Right.
Okay, Anderson and I will be right out. Hello, boys.
Hello, Lieutenant.
Anything happened yet?
Not a thing.
Where's the Chevy?
In the filling station at the right-hand corner down there. You can just see the hood of it by the grease rack there.
Oh, yeah. Did you talk to the station attendant?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Said the car belonged to a blonde.
Well, that fits okay.
Said she left it to have the battery charged and she'd be back for it any time.
And she probably won't. It's 1,000 to 1 that car's abandoned for good. But I'll play the long chance that she's coming back for it. It's worth trying. Right. Now, you boys better get out of here and stay away from this corner. We'll hold the stake from now on.
Okay.
Tell the boys to relieve you to stay away out of this neighborhood and tell them to tell the boys to relieve them.
Right. Good night.
All right. Well, let's see where we better hide. We can't stand out here on the sidewalk all night. Say, Andy, look. Right next to that filling station is a garage, see? We could get in there. Yeah, that's a swell idea. Come on. Don't look like there's anybody home. Yes, there is. There's a light in the back. Yeah, this will be a great spot. Those hedges hide everything. We can see right through them.
Yes?
We're from police headquarters.
Well, what's the matter? Is there some trouble?
No, nothing's wrong, but we're looking for a car thief.
A car thief, is it? Worse than horse thieves, they've got to be. Well, what do you want with me? I ain't no car thief.
Oh, we know that. We'd like to hide in your garage. One of the cars this man stole is parked in the filling station next door, and we want to watch it through your hedge and try to pick up the crook when he comes back for it.
I see. Well, I can't figure no reason why you shouldn't hide in the garage.
Well, that's fine.
Look here. You got a car with you?
Why, yes.
Well, I'll take my car out of the garage. You can park yours in there.
Well, that's swell.
I'll park mine on the street. That is, if you don't give me no ticket.
Don't worry about that.
All evening and past midnight, the hidden detectives watch the filling station. The attendant closes up and goes home. The stream of traffic dwindles as the city goes to sleep. Still, the guardians of the law keep their watch.
Well, it doesn't look like they're coming for this crate tonight. Maybe not. And again, maybe they will. If the girl comes back alone, we'll have to follow her. You realize that?
Sure, we can't let the guy get away.
Well, I've been thinking maybe we'd better get a couple more men in case we have to surround their hideout.
Yeah, not a bad idea. I'll call in for a relief so we can get some dinner. And I think it'd be a good plan to change clothes. You got any dirty old pants at home you use when you grease your car?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you'd better get them.
Detectives Maxwell and Bergeron relieve Burris and Anderson. As dawn throws her roses spread over the waking city, they return, clad in old clothes, disguised as mechanics.
Well, what's the idea of the glad rags?
Do you want to wake up the neighborhood?
Hey, what is this, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson?
Don't be funny. That girl comes back for the car. I'm getting a good look at her. And these greasy clothes won't arouse suspicion.
Anything happen while we were away?
Not a thing. Quiet as a graveyard.
Well, we ought to get some action soon. The boy's opening up at the filling station.
It's the day shift man. Maybe he'd know something more about the car.
Matter of fact.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, hello. How are you this morning?
Well, I declare I never would have recognized you with them duds on. You ready for some right pert sleuthing, ain't you?
Maybe. Hey, look here. Do you want to help us?
Anything I could do, I'd be glad to.
Good. You know that bird in the filling station?
Bob, sure I know it.
Well, mosey down there and find out what you can about this car here. Ask him who left it and what they said, will you?
Yes, indeedy, I'll be glad to.
But don't let on about us.
Oh, no, don't worry about that. I got better sense than that.
Well, here he comes back.
Took him long enough to find out anything.
He's a great old character. Trouble he had to settle the international debt situation while he was at it.
Well, it's people like him that are a big help sometimes.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Dad, what'd you find out?
Well, not very much. It seems that this blonde girl left the car to have the battery charged. That was 2 days ago, and she ain't been for it since. Bob said she lives up on Coronado somewheres, and that she's got 2 other cars, a Ford and Essex.
2 others, eh?
Well, is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I don't think so.
The missus is getting some breakfast. I might be able to get her to warm up some coffee for you.
Well, that'd be all right. I could do with a little coffee.
Throughout the long, hot morning, the 4 detectives remain on watch. Then at 3 in the afternoon, just as they're beginning to feel that their vigil is in vain, a blonde girl arrives at the filling station.
Hey, there she is.
Who?
The blonde. Yeah, that's her. She's gone over to the Chevrolet.
Well, we'll have to follow her and get the guy, too.
Well, I'm going to get a good look.
Weaving unsteadily, apparently a drunken hobo, Burris, clad in his greasy old clothes, wanders down 3rd Street past the filling station. As the blonde girl fills her tank with gas and chats with the station attendant, Burris has plenty of time to look her over and check her appearance against the description given by the many hold-up victims. As she pulls out of the filling station, Bergeron and Maxwell follow her in their car. Burris staggers up Carondelet until he's out of sight and then breaks into a run. Joined by Anderson, he streaks between houses to Coronado. They watch as the blonde turns into an alley and parks the car in a garage behind an apartment house, where she is joined by a man in a blue sweater. Bergeron and Maxwell drive by them as they are locking the garage. After the 2 suspects have entered the apartment house, Bergeron and Maxwell join Burris and Anderson.
That's the girl, all right.
Yeah, that's the guy, too. He fits the description to a T.
All right. Maxwell, you and Andy guard that alley entrance to the apartment. Come on, Bergeron. You and I are going to talk to the landlady.
Yes?
How do you do, ma'am? We're police officers, and we'd like you to help us.
Why, come in. Is anything wrong? What can I do?
We're looking for a blonde who lives in this building.
A blonde? Well, there are several blondes here.
And who are they?
Well, there's Miss Arnold.
What's she look like?
I wouldn't want her to go any further, for she is heavy. In fact, she's very fat.
Yeah, that's not the one. Who else?
Then there's Mrs. Gilman. She's 40 if she's a day, though she's tries to tell people she's only 32.
No, that's not the one.
And then, yes, there's young Miss Adams. She hasn't been here long.
What's she like?
Well, she's just a child about 19 or maybe 20. She's thin and foot in a way.
That's the one we're looking for.
What apartment is she in?
She's in 218. Now, look here, I don't want any trouble in my face.
Don't worry, ma'am. There won't be any trouble. You just stay right here in your apartment.
Burris and Bergeron called Anderson and Maxwell in from the alley, and the four, guns drawn, climbed the stairs to apartment 218. They find the door unlocked.
Stop her. Grab her for us.
Okay.
Hey, that's the guy down the hall. Hey, come that guy coming. We're police officers. Get him out. Come that guy. Get him up for what? Hey.
What are they doing? Kill us out?
Now, just sit still until we find out what this is all about. I don't know what's the matter myself yet. We'll be as good to you as you let us.
What are you, police officer?
Yes, ma'am. We're police officers.
Oh, mercy. I thought you were hold-up men.
And just who are you?
I'm Burma's mother.
Well, boys, what happened?
That guy in the blue sweater opened up on us, so we let him have it.
Is he dead?
I don't know. Where's the phone?
Over there on the wall.
Who's Violet?
Well, that's his sister.
What's she doing here?
Came down here to see him. Tom's out on parole, you know.
Hello, Phil. Anderson. Send the ambulance out to 2nd and Coronado. Yeah. And man shot. I don't know. Make it snappy, though.
Don't let my mother know what I'm into.
You'll find out from the papers.
Well, I never see found out that way to know.
All right. Anderson, place these two women in technical custody. I want to talk to the girl. Come on in the kitchen, Burma. Now, let's find out all about this. What's your name?
Burma Adams.
What's the boyfriend's name?
Tom White.
Where's his gun?
Where's what gun?
The one that blinded Miss Withington, that 32.
Oh, that's him. That's in his room, I guess.
What room?
327.
Maxwell. Yeah. Get up to that guy's room, number 327, and see if you can find that 32. Right. Now, where's your car?
What car?
The Chevrolet.
I haven't got any Chevrolet.
Oh, yes, you have. I saw you drive it away from the filling station.
Well, then you ought to know where it is.
Where's the key to it?
Nice talk about it. Oh, please, mister. Don't let my mother know about this.
I won't tell her a thing. How many jobs have you and Tom pulled, Verma?
Oh, not so many.
Did you hold up that drugstore on Western Avenue?
Yes?
Those chain grocery stores?
Yes?
About how many?
5. I can tell you all that later, can't I? I don't want my mother to hear about this.
All right, Burma. Oh, by the way, why did you hang on to that Chevrolet? Didn't you know we had the license number?
Oh, I don't know. Tom wanted to get rid of it. But gee, I fell in love with it. I knew it was a honey. Had a rattling in it. Oh, boy, what a pickup. Gee, it was a swell car. It was a kid driving it.
Pardon me, boys. Ambulance just arrived. The guy's dead.
Hey, Burris, let me get a statement from the girl, will you? What's your name, kid?
Shall I tell him, or do you want to?
Her name's Burma White from now on.
Burma White. What do you mean?
I married him on Friday.
Hey, why didn't you bump her off, too? Look, she's all hopped up.
If that's what they're going to say, I'm through talking.
Get out of here, you.
But I got to get a statement.
Get out.
Okay.
The pig. I want you to sit right with me.
Oh, don't worry, kid. I will. Come on, we'll get you out of here. This kitchen door leading to the hall?
Yeah.
Well, do, we'd better go out the front way.
No. Well, that's all right. I guess I can step over his body.
And on November 6th, Burma White, tool of the parole convict Tom White, was sentenced to serve from 30 years to life on 7 counts of first-degree robbery, 1 count of attempted robbery, and 3 counts of assault with deadly weapon with intent to commit murder. This series of crimes in which Burma White participated would never have entered a career of crime had the parole system been stringent enough to prevent desperados from having their freedom. It is my sincere hope that you, the citizens, will demand a proper parole system so that you and yours will not be in constant danger from the ruthless viciousness of men of the stripe of Tom White.
Thank you, Chief Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, you are almost certain to see a Rio Grande service station tomorrow, and we hope you'll drive in to ask for a free copy of the Calling All Cars News, to read about the free gifts for your boys and girls, or to fill up with Rio Grande crack, the gasoline that gives you so much more and costs you no more. And remember, more police cars, fire engines, and other emergency equipment are powered by Rio Grande crack wherever it is sold than any other gasoline. And if you'll take the advice of America's most expert oil buyers, you'll take your car into a Rio Grande station every time you need oil. Sinclair motor oils are featured at all Rio Grande stations. The same Sinclair oils that are specified by 150 leading railroads and by the leading airplane lines. Sinclair oils are de-waxed and de-jellied so that all the useless filler you get in other oils is removed, and you get more real lubrication for your money than ever before.
Calling all cars, attention all cars. Cancellation broadcast 109. Regarding a man wanted.
Lindsley bidding you good night for the Rio Grande Oil Company. Calling All Cars, a copyrighted program created by the Rio Grande Oil Company.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars, attention all cars, broadcast 6 regarding a holdup on Terminal Island just before noon. There's 2 bandits. Number 1, dark complexion, Mexican or Filipino, about 20 years of age, wearing a dark suit and gray cap. Number 2 is also dark, wearing a gray suit and gray cap. These men may be heading north toward Los Angeles. Keep your eyes open, boys. That's all. Rolls and close.
Mrs. Hazel Berg, living in Hollywood, is awakened at 2 a.m. by the ringing of her telephone.
Hello? Goodbye, Hazel. This is Virginia. I've turned on the gas. I'm dying. But before I leave this world I hate so much, I wanted to say goodbye to you. Goodbye, dear.
Oh, hello? Hello, Virginia. Hello. Oh, operator, give me the police department.
department. Quick, it's an emergency. Quick.
Los Angeles Police calling car 42, car 42. A woman committing suicide with gas at 7566 North Edinburgh in Hollywood.
That's us. Let's go. Less than a minute after the emergency call was received by the police department, radio policeman crashed down the door, gave Virginia first aid treatment, and saved her life. A few seconds longer, and it would have been too late. And because the police meet hundreds of emergencies like this every day, when seconds saved mean the difference between life and death, they specify Rio Grande cracked gasoline to power more police and emergency cars than any other brand. This emergency gasoline galvanizes into action at the touch of the starter. It accelerates so much faster than ordinary gasoline. Police and emergency car drivers in Los Angeles, Oakland, Berkeley, and many, many other cities, as well as deputy sheriffs in Maricopa County, Arizona, and many other counties where great distances must be covered at top speed, all swear by Rio Grande cracked gasoline as the fastest, most powerful, most efficient gasoline they have ever used. And every day, scores of motorists who try Rio Grande cracked gasoline for the first time get the thrill of police car performance in their own cars. And now it is our pleasure to introduce Chief of Detectives H.S. Seager of the Los Angeles Police Department. Chief Seager.
Good evening, friends. The law enforcement problems of the Los Angeles Police Department are complicated by the large colonies of foreign language-speaking people in our city. These people do not always understand the work of our police officers. When our department attempts to solve a crime occurring in one of these foreign colonies, we meet many difficulties, as you will hear tonight. It is hard to make our mission understood, and it is even harder for our police officers to understand the meager explanations in a foreign tongue. Despite these handicaps, there are mighty few unsolved crimes of any magnitude. Our detectives must merely work harder and longer tracking down clues. Eventually, we always get the culprits. Tonight's case is a typical of the disadvantages under which our police work. The description of the bandits was so vague it seemed almost impossible that we could even locate them. The story of the missing Mexican sheiks that you are now about to hear is typical of the almost superhuman diligence of your police officers in working out a successful conclusion to a case that had no clues.
It is late morning of February 5th, 1930. Mrs. Tokunaga, as is her custom, visits her branch bank on Terminal Island in Los Angeles Harbor.
Good morning, Mr. Nago.
Oh, good morning, priest.
What will it be this morning?
Oh, I think I take out money today. All money in bank.
Oh, today's your big banking day, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Today, many fishermen, many cannerymen, he pay off. He come eat at my extra special #1 restaurant.
And you cash their checks, is that it?
Yes, I think maybe I fix for them.
Well, I can see what you get out of it. Making a bank for those boys.
Oh, very fine man. Extra special. Come find Japanese fisherman. Come #1 American fellow. Give money. Spend money. Lots money in my restaurant.
Well, from what they tell me, they'd come anyway to eat your cooking.
Oh, you hear? I cook very good.
And that's what they tell me.
Oh, very fine. You come to my place. I fix you something nice. Oh, you like some special seaweed?
Seaweed? Well, not exactly.
Maybe so. You like fish. Oh, very good fish. He fix maybe so 8 months old. You like?
Well, I don't know, Mrs. Nago. You see, I'm not used to Oriental dishes. Well, here's your money. $1,000 in 10, 5, and $20 bills. Oh, yes. There's $100 worth of ones.
Oh, you count him. Is they all right?
Yes, I counted it. It's right, just $1,000.
Oh, very good.
Now, be careful of that money.
Oh, yes, I careful. I hold tight in hand.
All right. Goodbye.
Oh, goodbye. And you not forget, I made special #1 Japanese dinner for you.
All right, Mr. Nago. I'll drop in and see you someday.
As Mrs. Nago leaves the bank and walks down the street toward her chop suey restaurant, a sedan, which has been parked across the street, makes a U-turn, passes the little Japanese woman, and comes to a stop a few feet ahead of her. A young man gets out and stands with one foot on the running board, talking to his companion at the wheel as Mrs. Nago approaches him. Then, just as she is passing...
Give to me that money. Keep your mouth shut, you. Come on, give it to me.
Stop.
Get it aboard.
Oh, stop. He steal money. He steal
All right, come on,
money.
go ahead. Come on.
$0.17 for the registered letter, 20 cents in all.
Oh, Miss Children, stopping man.
Well, what's the matter, Mrs. Nago?
Oh, man, steal money. All money I have. You grab money and run away. You're stopping, please.
What's this? Someone stole your money?
Yes, all money in well. He got it. Take him from me. You stop him. You work for government. You're
Oh, but
stopping,
Mrs.
please.
Nago, I can't stop him. I only run the post office.
No, you work for Uncle Sam. You can't stop him. Please, sir.
Now, look, Mrs. Nago, pull yourself together. I can't do anything about it. But you run over to the fire engine house across the street.
Please?
Right over there, to the fire engine house. And you tell them, and they'll call the police.
They do?
Yes, now hurry.
Oh, thank you, Miss Pig. Thank you. I'll go.
Oh, my boy. You never should have left an opening like that. 1, 2, 3. There, make that a king. There's 2 more. That wipes you off the board.
Yeah, I guess you got me that time.
Hey, look at that Jap woman streaking across the street. Oh, that truck nearly got her.
Oh, here's a fireman. You help, please. I find very great trouble.
What's that?
Oh, man, he grabbed money from my hand. He ran away fast in automobile.
What's that you say? You've been robbed?
Yes, I robbed. All money in well. I got no more money. Please, you're stopping. You make money come back.
How much money did he take?
Oh, maybe so I think $1,000.
$1,000. What did he look like?
Oh, he's dark. I think he maybe so Mexican.
How was he dressed?
Please?
What did he wear?
He wearing gray suit. Cuff too, I think.
What kind of a car was it?
Please?
What kind of a car?
Oh, automobile.
Yes.
Maybe so bright green.
Anybody with him?
Yes, he has friend. Friend drive car very fast.
What did the friend look like?
Oh, he Mexican too, maybe. He wears dark suit. Cuff too, I think.
And which way did he go?
Oh, down that way.
Toward the drawbridge.
You think you'll find him. You're stopping him, maybe so. Bring back my money.
Well, ma'am, I'll do the best I can. Give me the drawbridge. Hello. Harry? Price at the engine house. Say, Harry, a couple of Mexicans just pulled a strong-arm job down here and got away with $1,000. Lift that bridge of yours, will you? Yeah. Yeah, I want to hold up all the traffic from the island until the Dicks can get over there from San Pedro. Yeah, I'm going to ring them right away.
Captain A.L. Gentry, Detectives Evans and Dunphy answer Captain Price's call. Dunphy is detailed to keep a lookout in San Pedro for the car and occupants answering the Japanese woman's description. And Captain Gentry and Evans cross to Terminal Island on the ferry. At the open drawbridge, a long line of irate motorists greet them with honking horns as they are joined by officers George Finn and C.H. Hidley from the Wilmington station.
Hello, Captain. We've been waiting for you.
Hello, Finn. Got here as soon as we could.
Hey, come on. Let's get going.
All right, you'll be moving in a minute.
It's about time.
Yeah, they're getting sort of restless back there, aren't
Well, a little delay won't hurt 'em any. Now, here's what I want you men to do.
they? Yes, sir.
We'll drop the bridge. Then sift this line of cars and trucks up. Get the license number, description of every car, and the name and address of every occupant.
Yes, sir.
And if you find a light green sedan with 2 Mexicans or Filipinos in it, one dressed in a gray suit and the other in blue, both wearing caps, arrest them and bring them in.
Right.
I doubt if you'll find them in this lineup, though. The chances are they've abandoned the car. Evans and I are going to take a look around the island, see if we can locate it.
along the piers where the great liners lie moored after their journeys from the Orient and the South Seas, and up and down the docks where scrubby tuna clippers sway at their moorings, Gentry and Evans search for the robbers. Their hunt leads them past warehouses that smell of cargoes from far places of the earth, and through streets where the fishermen are drying their nets, past canneries and past lumber freighters. Finally, as they turn into Seaside Avenue.
Say, Captain, this might be it.
What?
You see that sedan down there? Parked right in the middle of the street. Both front doors are swinging open.
Yes, sir. Say, we'll have a look at that.
No, that couldn't be it. The description is light green. This car's blue.
Oh, that don't mean nothing. That poor Jap woman was probably so scared she couldn't tell the difference between light green and dark blue. Come on, let's have a look.
Okay.
Looks like somebody left it in a hurry. Yeah, they've been running it fast. That radiator's hot. Who's it registered to?
Let's see. Now, you might know it's a rented car. California Auto Park in San Pedro.
I'm going to ask that woman over on the porch there if she saw anybody in the car.
Okay.
Pardon me, ma'am. You know who owns this car?
No sabe.
Did you see anybody leave it there?
Sí, dos hombres.
2 men, eh?
Sí,
What'd they look like? Were they Mexicans?
maybe.
How were they dressed?
One, he wear gray suit. Other, he wear blue.
Well, did they wear caps?
Sí. You know him?
No. Do you?
No sabe.
Do they live around here?
No sabe.
Well, ever see them around before?
No sabe.
Well, that's good enough. Thanks. Well, Evans, her description tallies. I guess this is the buggy we're looking for.
A lot of good it'll do. These mugs didn't give the right names when they rented it, I'll bet.
Well, we'll follow it up anyway. I'm going to phone the California Auto Park and see who rented this car. In the meantime, you'd better dust and photograph what fingerprints you can find.
Right.
The auto park manager informs Captain Gentry that the car was rented by one J. Colano of 8328 Street, San Pedro. On the way back from Terminal Island, the detectives check this address and discover that it's a school building. They return discouraged to the San Pedro police station to determine their line of action.
Well, we're pretty much up the well-known tree. Phony address, phony name without a doubt. And they didn't catch a shadow of a suspect while they were sifting at the drawbridge. Those birds must have abandoned the car and come over to town on the foot ferry. They're probably miles away by now.
You're forgetting one thing, Gentry.
What's that?
Those prints I photographed this afternoon.
Yeah, if the guys have ever been up before, well, they may help us.
Well, anyway, it's not as bad as it could be.
Huh.
Oh, hello, boys.
Hello, Sebastian. How's the merchant's patrol?
Okay. I dropped over from the island to get the latest dope on the crime.
Well, there isn't much dope. We found an abandoned car with some prints on it.
Well, that's something. I've been up at the bridge with the boys checking cars.
You didn't have to do that. You're paid to guard warehouses, not to do our work for us.
Well, I wanted to get in on the excitement.
Yeah, from all I hear, there wasn't any.
Not very much. But I thought I'd drop over and give you some dope I got on a hunch.
Still playing hunches, Sebastian?
Yeah. Sometimes they're a good idea. Well, I don't know whether this is worth a nickel to you, but a few days ago I saw a couple of Mexican sheiks over on the island that were dressed like the ones described in this holdup.
Yeah?
What were they doing?
Oh, they were innocent enough. Had a couple of girls with them. And they were taking pictures. But here's where the hunch comes in. Somehow they didn't look on the up and up to me, so I took the license number of the coupe they were driving. I got it here someplace. You want it?
Sure.
Here it is. Here. 5 Edward 1495. Wait a minute. I put down that number again while I was checking at the bridge. I'm sure I did, too. Wait till I look at this other list. Yes, sir, here it is. 5 Edward 1495. Chrysler coupe with 2 Mexican dames in it. Yeah, here's their name. Dolores Gonzalez driving, accompanied by Mona Martinez, both employed by the Gold Star Fish Cannery. And they live up on 8th Street near the school.
Yeah, we know all about that school. That's where this guy who rented the car lives.
Hey, you'd better hop up there to the girls' rooms and see if you can find them, Evans. Try to wire Sacramento and get the registration on this license number.
The Department of Motor Vehicles quickly replies to Captain Gentry's query with the information that license 5E1495 is registered to Dolores Gonzalez at an address on 3rd Street in San Francisco. In the meantime, Detective Evans is calling at the girl's lodging.
Yes,
You the landlady here?
I am.
I'm trying to locate Dolores Gonzalez and Mona Martinez. They live here, don't they?
Well, they did.
What do you mean?
They checked out a half hour ago.
They did?
That's what I said.
You know where they went?
No. And this ain't no information booth for their boyfriend.
Wait a minute. Don't shut that door in my face. I'm not a boyfriend of theirs. I'm a police officer.
A police officer? Oh, I always knew them two would get into some kind of trouble.
No, they're not in trouble. I want to question them.
Well, they ain't here. I told you that.
Are you sure of that?
Sure, I'm sure of it. Oh, here's the money they paid the rent with.
Here, just a minute. Let me see that dough. New $1 bills. 5 of them. I'll give you a $5 bill for them.
What for?
Because I want them.
Well, all right, I guess, if your 5's good money.
Well, if it isn't, you can always find me at the police station. Look here, you said something about the boyfriends of these two girls. Did they have many?
Oh, it wasn't the number. It was the kind there was.
What do you mean?
Oh, a couple of sheiks used to hang around here most of the time.
What'd they look like?
They was Mexican. One was sort of dark, and the other was lighter, with curly hair.
You don't have a picture of them, do you?
Why should I have a picture of them?
Well, I just wondered. Did the girls have any pictures of them?
Ah, they was always taking pictures. That Dolores girl had a roll of film in her hand today when she paid me the rent.
Oh, she did?
Yes, she did. Look here, I don't see where this is getting anybody, and I got a lot of work to do.
Quite all right. You've told me all I want to know.
Why, I haven't told you a thing.
That's what you think. Thanks very much. Good day.
Well, I declare.
The landlady's dollar bills bear the same serial numbers as the money issued to Mrs. Nargo. Every drugstore and Kodak store in San Pedro is searched for the roll of film. Every traffic policeman and motorcycle patrolman is furnished with the number of the Chrysler Coupe on their daily hot sheet of wanted cars. San Francisco police are asked to watch for the two girls in the coupe, and police in Ventura, Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, every town between San Francisco and Los Angeles are requested to be on the lookout. The following morning, Lieutenant Barlow, police department fingerprint expert, sends his report to Captain Gentry, who is opening it just as Evans bursts into his office.
Well, here they are.
What?
Why, the missing pictures.
Where'd you get them?
Picked them up at the Green Cross drugstore. They were in the name of that Gonzalez girl.
Oh, that's swell. And say, look here. Barlow reports that the prints on that car are the same as those of Paul Jojola, alias J. Colano.
Well, I'll be. Used his old aliases when he rented the car.
Yep. He's on parole now after serving time for a robbery job in 1928.
Up to his old tricks again, eh?
Looks like it. And say, here's a kick.
Yeah?
Oh, this is good. His address entered on his police record is 832 8th Street. At school again. Well, let's have a look at those pictures.
Yeah, here they are. 2 women and 2 guys.
Well, so far so good. They fit the description. Yeah, here's the wavy-haired one wearing the gray suit and the darker one in the blue suit.
Yeah. And look at this. The wavy-haired one poses full face with one of the dames in this picture. And then in this one, he poses profile. That's as good as shooting him for the mug book. If we can find a mug on him, it'll be a cinch to identify him.
Well, one of these guys is Colano. The question is, which one?
Better get Barlow to send you his mug.
I'll do that right away. And you take these snaps over to the island and see if you can get an identification from the Japanese woman. Oh, yeah, and you'd better stop in on that landlady and the parking station manager. See if they recognize him, too.
Right.
Mrs. Nargo, the distraught victim of the robbery, is doubtful in her identification of the man in the blue suit, but is certain that the one in the gray suit is the same as the criminal who seized her money. The landlady identifies the curly-haired man as Dolores' boyfriend, and the darker one as Mona's sweetie. The manager of the auto renting park identifies the darker suspect as Colano, the man who rented the car. But the police are stopped when they try to identify the curly-haired man in the gray suit. Then, the next day, as traffic officer L.H. Bowden stands his watch at 6th and Spring in Los Angeles.
Hey, buddy.
Out of that green coupe going down spring.
Okay, jump on. What's up?
I wanted car and they didn't stop.
Well, you can't get through that traffic on Fifth. Here we are.
Pull over to the curb.
Who, me?
Yes, you. The big idea of not stopping when I blew my whistle.
Were you whistling at me?
Yes, I was.
No, Dolores never stopped when men whistle at her.
Well, she better stop when the man wears a badge. I gotta put you girls under arrest.
Arrest? What for?
Well, we stopped with that light back there.
Yeah, I know. It ain't that. This car's wanted.
Wanted by who?
Wanted by the police.
Oh, but this is my car. It's not stolen. It's mine. Hey, we ain't done nothing.
I can't help that, girls. I gotta take you in.
Loudly protesting their innocence, the two girls are booked at Central Station and then transferred to San Pedro, where they are questioned.
Ah, come on, boys. What's the big idea of pinching Dolores and me? We ain't done nothing.
Nobody said you have, Mona. We just want to ask you some questions, that's all.
Yeah, and show you some pictures.
Picture? What kind of picture?
Oh, some friends of yours.
Some friends of mine. Who?
Did you ever see this guy before?
Him? No. Never saw him before in my life.
Sure of that? How come he's posing with you in this shot?
Oh, Say, what's the idea of copying our pictures,
Oh, you
huh?
can have them back after we're through with them.
Sure you can. But right now, we're interested in this guy in the picture with you. A pretty cheeky-looking boyfriend, ain't he, Mona?
Yeah, he's okay. But he ain't mine.
No? Whose is he?
Dolores. We just pose that way for fun.
Yeah? Who took the picture?
Dolores.
Sure it wasn't this guy.
Why, who's that?
Oh, come on, Mona. You wouldn't fool us now, would you?
I don't know who he is. I never saw him before.
Well, how about you, Dolores? We found a money order for $25 in your purse. Made out to a Julia Gonzalez in Puerto Rico and signed by Ignacio Gonzalez. Who is this Ignacio Gonzalez, Dolores? Your brother?
I haven't got any brothers. He's just a friend of mine.
How come you got the money order?
He asked me to send it.
How'd you pay for it? In new dollar bills?
What do you mean?
Maybe the dollar bill was taken from that poor Japanese woman a couple of days ago on the island, eh?
Say, what are you trying to pull off? I don't know nothing about no new dollar bills or hold up.
Who is Ignacio Gonzalez, Dolores?
Just a friend of mine.
Is this a picture of him?
Margaret, how did you...
Never mind how we got them. Who is this man in the gray suit? Is this Ignacio Gonzalez?
No, I tell you, I never saw him before.
But you must have. Why, here's a picture of your friend Mona and him, and Mona tells us you took the picture. Now, who is this chick, Dolores? What's his name?
Well, we call him Buddy. That's the only name we know. He's a friend. He's been visiting down here from San Francisco. But it ain't done nothing. You can't pin anything on him.
Convinced that the man in gray is the same Ignacio Gonzalez, whose name appears on the money order in Dolores' purse, Captain Gentry has Los Angeles and San Francisco check their mug books for the man. A couple of days later, the records from San Francisco arrive, and the police pictures checked with the snapshots. After 4 days, the girls are released for insufficient evidence and declare they are leaving for San Francisco at once. Gentry asks the San Francisco police to keep a lookout for the girls' coupe and also to watch the Gonzalez girls' address in the northern city. A week later, as detectives George P. Wafer and P.H. Keneally are cruising the waterfront in a radio car looking for stolen automobiles, they pick up Dolores and Mona parked in their Chrysler coupe. They arrest the girls on suspicion of robbery, send them to the station, and remain on watch near the Chrysler. Shortly, a big sedan comes up beside the coupe.
Hey, Dolores, what are you doing? You're sleeping?
Just a minute, boys. We want to talk to you.
Hey, stop. We're police officers.
Threading their way at breakneck speed through the narrow streets around the waterfront, the police car follows the fleeing sedan. So fast is the pace of the police car that it smashes into the rear fender of the sedan before it can be stopped.
Well,
This baby won't run away anymore.
Dead?
Look at him. 4 bullets in the head.
Yeah, but there was 2. Where's the other one?
He must have jumped out as they hit the curb. Come on, he can't be far away.
In the wrecked car, Detectives Wafer and Keneally find the body of Kalain, apparently shot at the wheel as he sought to escape. But Ignacio Gonzalez had escaped in the darkness, and although police scoured the vicinity, he was not found. But so extensively did we advertise for him, and so persistent was our search that, nearly a year later, when he was admitted to a hospital in Stockton for treatment of a minor injury, he was promptly recognized and arrested. Gonzalez was a confirmed criminal who had been arrested 11 times in 5 years. This time he was convicted on a charge of first-degree robbery, and it is doubtful if the parole board will again release such a habitual offender from his present home in San Quentin Penitentiary.
Thank you, Chief Seager. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Seager has been talking tonight to an audience of millions of people, which includes many boys and girls who are anxious to help the police departments of their cities enforce the laws and capture criminals. The Rio Grande Junior Police Department has enrolled hundreds of thousands of these boys and girls on the side of law and order. Rio Grande supplies police badges, detective microscopes, fingerprint outfits, and other detective and G-man paraphernalia free to all members. We invite every boy and girl listening tonight to join. See the Rio Grande dealer in your neighborhood and ask how you can get your detective outfit free. And parents, bring your youngsters with you when you drive in for Rio Grande cracked gasoline. While they're enrolling for crime prevention, why don't you enroll for accident prevention? Now is the time to lubricate for safety, and your Rio Grande dealer is equipped to give your car scientific Sinclair lubrication. This is entirely different from the ordinary grease job you usually get. Sinclair engineers have worked with the manufacturers of your car, of every car, and both have agreed upon a certain Sinclair oil or lubricant for every moving part. Sinclair lubrication is the kind your car maker specifies. Sinclair makes over 120 different oils and greases to ensure that your car is scientifically and correctly lubricated. All Rio Grande cracked gasoline dealers are equipped and trained to give your car Sinclair scientific lubrication, the kind that prevents accidents.
Please, calling all cars, attention all cars. The cancellation broadcast 6. Suspects described in this broadcast are now in custody. That's all. Roll the close.
Frederick Lindsley bidding you good night for the Rio Grande Oil Company.